Hey, good morning. We're back. Nadeska, Academics, and Wayno here on Everyday Struggle. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning, a nice slow news day. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good. I'm a little bit tired. I was having a good sleep this morning and I had to get up, but other than that, I'm all right.
Man, I woke up sick, man, but it's all good. I'm gonna get through it.
Oh yeah, what? Guys, the emergency. We need to hook up Academics. Maybe we could give it to him during an asset.
Yeah.
See if he makes it through the show. All right, let's get into it because we're starting a little bit late today on our end. Tory Lanez back at it again. So early Tuesday morning, Tyrese was on Instagram just minding his own business, trying to preview music from his upcoming album called Identity Theft. Tory Lanez, not feeling the album, decided to jump in and clown him. Let's take a look.
Oh God, Tyrese, I don't know what the you talking about, son. Yo, son, calm down. Calm down. You about to be under investigation.
Yo, Tory's so petty. Of course, Tyrese saw this and responded and decided to place a bet on who would have a better album, him or Tory Lanez. He wants to put $50,000 on it. I just don't know who would actually decide because we know that if Tory's involved, he's going to declare himself the winner. So I don't know if this was a good bet on Tyrese's part, but anyway, any chance Tyrese is going to have a better project than Tory?
Listen, I much love to Tyrese. He's done a lot of classic things, but I got my money on Tory.
Damn, Wayno.
I got my money on Tory in the R&B battle. I do.
In every battle?
Nah, not in every battle, but the R&B battle for sure. Absolutely.
What? Y'all niggas is tripping. Tory my guy when it comes to raps, and he can sing, but I ain't betting against Tyrese.
Not betting against Tyrese?
Hell nah, man.
Tyrese be panicking, man. He do a lot of panicking.
Man, nah. Listen, I remember the last, I don't know if it was the last project he put out, but he was going hard. That nigga was on subway stations, like singing this and third, and he was making, I remember he was making the point, because he was
in
making
the videos,
point.
you mean?
Yeah, he was doing viral videos in subways, like on subway trains, for real.
Right.
And he was making a point, he was like, yo, why, when I sing some shit, it sounds great, y'all be just labeling his soul, and then you get this motherfucker over here, he white, it's pop, like he was talking about.
I remember that time. I didn't see those videos, though.
Not gonna lie, the project he dropped, then that shit was fire.
Wait, hold on. You listen to Tyrese albums?
Bro, come on, man.
Yo, I learned something new about you
never
every
listen to Signs
day.
of Love Making, man, I don't even want to talk to you, bro. I don't care if you were born yesterday, bro. Come on.
Oh, shit.
Tyrese, that nigga. Like, hold on, man. Yo, I know, my man, first of all,
What?
people got to stop engaging with Tory Lanez.
It
Makes you look like a fucking fool, man. Like, he clowns you. You just did some great shit. He's like, yo, that shit was whack. He gets everybody laughing.
Yeah, real quick, I'm sorry. Why did he do that? Like, was it just him listening to the album, or was it a spat
Like, why did
before
Tory? I feel like they had something back and forth over Jacquees a few months back, and so Tory just was waiting for this.
You gotta stop, your rappers. All y'all gotta stop engaging with Tory Lanez. He's one of those motherfuckers where, you know how 6ix9ine was like talented with trolling? He's one of them niggas that laughs at his own jokes so hard, everybody laughs at him laughing. So like, it feels like everybody laughing at you. You gotta stop, this guy, you gotta stop with him. So when he gets on doing that, you know, Tyrese, like, even though, by the way, I used to watch Tyrese, again, I'm a Tyrese fan, I'm getting to figure out.
Yeah, I think
I used to watch his, like, I used to watch him on like Facebook. He used to put out these like 10-minute like inspirational clips, him walking around his yard. They got a Starbucks in his backyard and shit. I'm like, damn, this nigga, I kid you not, man. Y'all got to get back on Facebook. He used to do that. But I don't think Tyrese could compete with him on that social media level. Music-wise, though, I got Tyrese, man. Y'all niggas ain't gonna Tory me all to death.
I got
Tory, you watching these niggas, and I give you, you're 1-1 right now. You're 1-0-1. So you got one. Yeah, there's a tie with Don Q. You got Joyner. But that's your record. Let's stop acting like you Floyd.
Hold on. We giving him a tie on that one?
I gave him a tie.
Oh. That's not how I remember. You could tie in a...
You did give him a tie.
I gave him a tie because I'm waiting for something else. We're not gonna
He's not gonna do
We're not insta-live in this to finish it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we keeping it raps. So again, Tory, you my guy.
Tyrese not gonna be the last person who challenged Tory for the year. He can't be.
So it's the challenge is the better R&B album. For 50K.
Yeah.
So I feel like Tory I feel like Tory Lanez is gonna do another video saying 50K and just like be like, I spend that on dog food, my nigga, like, and try to diffuse it.
No, the thing is, I'm gonna tell. It's this angling via social media. I was watching. Don't ask me why I was up. I think I was playing Fortnite. Was I coming in that day? No, it was like Sunday or some shit. So I'm like up at 5 a.m. I go on Instagram. Who is that on fucking Instagram live with like 6,000 women watching him? It's Tory Lanez in the studio like licking his lips. You'd think it's LL Cool J. He's licking his lips a million times, rolling the same blunt for about half an hour straight. He's singing his heart out. And not only I realized, I don't know if it was auto-tune or I'm like, this nigga sounds good in the morning. Like, God damn it, this nigga really sounds good. So I give him his credit. The chick stage that he's working on, shit sounds amazing. Okay. But I'm not going against Tyrese, man. Y'all not going to get me to flip on Tyrese. No way. No way. Not because we caught my man talking about, listen, what more they want from me. No,
I'm not doing it to that, but Tyrese be panicking. But it's all good. We'll see.
Tyrese, man, if you lose this bet, send me 50K too. You got the money, right?
I be making the worst bets of all time, so this is probably a sign that Tory's gonna win this one.
Do you really think like
I'm not doubting Tyrese. I'm not doubting Tyrese.
A better album?
Yeah, better album.
Now when it comes to just straight up and down singing, like
who do you think is a better singer?
No, Tyrese is definitely a better singer. Mm-hmm. He's definitely a better singer, but we're talking about putting together an album. It's a lot of great singers that don't make great albums.
You know this.
And not saying that Tyrese hasn't. I'm just saying that Tory Lanez, I think he's gonna make a better R&B album than Tyrese will today. Now Tyrese is a better singer than him.
Tyrese got classics.
He do.
We're not talking about classics.
We talking about
You're
right
not sounding
now.
like yourself
we talking
today.
about right now.
Man.
Listen, D-Wade can still probably put up 50, but he can't average 28 no more. Like
this is why the Keith Sweats and the other kings or
don't bring Keith Sweat. He thought Keith Sweat thought NBA Youngboy was 21 Savage.
Of R&B, they got to be like, what y'all niggas talking about, man? Listen, rap kind of, like it changes a little bit. R&B still R&B, man.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it is, why does everybody give Tory Lanez flack? Because they keep calling him the R&B nigga. So let's not act like he don't have a case there. He's not, when he raps, it always surprises us because he does more singing than rapping. So, but I do think that Tyrese is a better singer now. Will he make a better album? I don't think so, not today.
TBD. All right, look, Tyrese, Tory, we're invested. Tyrese, you better make Akademiks proud.
Yeah, make
He's got
Akademiks
50K on you right now.
And by the way, when it comes to entertainer or artist turned like actor, because I kind of consider Tyrese more of an actor now.
One of the best.
Listen, him and Jamie, they're the two niggas I seen do R&B albums and bodied it, and I want more R&B projects from them.
Yeah, and feature films and all of that shit. Like, I mean, Tyrese, I'm not taking nothing. He's one of the most talented people ever. I'm just talking about, as of right now, making an album. That's all. Let's see.
50K.
I know what's going on here, man. The Rock told Wayno to get...
What does that have to do with Tory Lanez?
You heard Tyrese say, he said, yo, The Rock got me out the film. Yo, The Rock got this nigga Wayno to tell him that Tory Lanez is going to...
He was talking about The Rock as in Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, I know.
So what are you talking about?
You don't remember when he was grinding about The Rock?
They had that little beef. Was that last year?
Yeah, but I'm talking about, like, I would equate that to people saying, oh, Wayno's Rock Nation. That's what I thought you were
no.
That's
same shit.
Same shit.
Well, that's a pun. Double entendre.
No,
he now asks the fucking rap. Now he's
That's
a
a double
rapper.
entendre. You don't even ask me.
You got fucking metaphors and
I'm
shit.
sick, bro. What's up?
I know, you're so sick you love R&B today. All right, so yesterday The Breakfast Club played a snippet of the new Nicki Minaj freestyle, Barbie Gone Bad. And after that, they focused on the line where Nicki said that radio had already tried to blackball her, and we found out that Envy was one of those people, but he explained why. Let's take a look.
Nicki, I got mad love for you. I want to tell you something.
Really?
I'm telling you in front of the world. DJ Envy is the only DJ blackballing you. Envy, say what you said off the air.
I thought I was the only one that didn't play her record.
That's
right. I mean, I think every other DJ is playing her record, but
Envy,
That's a shame. You're both from Queens.
that is whack, Envy.
That didn't explain anything. All right, so I think Envy went on to say, like, Nicki threatened to run up on DJ Self or something like that, and he wasn't feeling that. Am I correct?
Yeah, it was something to that degree. It was something.
So sorry, that clip didn't give enough context. But yeah, is that justification for not playing her tracks on the radio then? What do you guys think?
I mean, when Envy, like, when it all happened, I ain't gonna front. Like, Nicki was kind of, when we seen Soulja Boy go with it, like, Nicki was kind of on that. Like, yo, nobody's giving me my appreciation. She felt like she had problems with DJ Self, because it was like a little back and forth with the whole Cardi shit prior. Mm-hmm. And then I think they rectified their situation, but at the time, she was like, yeah, niggas will come down there or something. And Envy was like, yo, there's no way possible we can condone anything happen. If you got your problems, cool, but nobody should be talking about getting physical on no level. So with that being said, I'm not playing a record and no other DJ should. But I didn't know that he didn't know that they fixed their situation.
I'm rocking with DJ Envy with this, man. Listen, I respect the team player in him for that. Yo, if you threaten my mans, we all in the same umbrella, listen, out of solidarity, I'm not playing a record. This wasn't a nationwide blackball. Of course, I'm not gonna lie, the Breakfast Club is in a lot of markets, so you could probably feel like it is.
Yeah.
But nah, you threatening my guy. We under the same umbrella. Like, DJs do stick together, or they should.
Right.
Because, you know, like, at least when it comes to the business of DJing, even just outside of being on the radio, if you have one nigga that's going against the grain or lowballing, everybody fucks the whole game up. So y'all got to stick together somewhat. So I don't mind Envy saying for what you, and I remember the time when she was talking myself.
Yeah, it got pretty
she was
ugly.
on some like thug shit. They're like, yo, listen, I get the booty, you know what I mean? Kind of like that. Like, and I'm not surprised that he stopped playing her record because he said that he was gonna stop. But I didn't know that him, DJ Self and Nicki Minaj, they're now cool.
Well, I don't know if they're cool, but
or
I
they
know
rectify
they
whatever
squash
issues.
whatever
So,
issues they have.
yeah,
with
you
each other.
probably are a little embarrassed when you're like, damn, bro, I stopped playing a record for you. DJ Self should let DJ Envy know. But as far as blackballing and music, and when it comes to Nicki, do I believe there's someone of a blackball? Absolutely. Do I believe that there are media personalities or whatever that don't probably give her the benefit of the doubt like they would do a new artist? Absolutely.
You think that right now that her music is blackballed? I just think that her music is like
I think she's going through the weird period of where the game is seeing that they don't need you more than you need them. And it's usually, I won't say it's a falling from grace, but it's kind of like you realize you're mortal. Like when you're flaming hot, everybody needs you. Everybody's dick riding you. And to even contextualize that might be complicated because of her attitude. A lot of people say like they've given her attitude or whatever the case is. Right. Maybe in her, you know, like I've heard Nicki even explain that, say, hey, listen, I'm a woman that was on a male-dominated label. Yo, I had to be a certain type of way to get shit done. Also to let niggas know I ain't playing around. Right. Maybe people took that the wrong way. Who knows? But I understand people not playing your record or people saying, you know what, I'm gonna stay away from you depending on how you treated them.
Right.
And that comes with a lot of like, that's that cachet you build up over years. Shit, I remember Jeezy admitted that. Say, yo, listen, I ain't gonna lie, I used to deal with media niggas real crazy. You know what I mean? And then he realized like, yo, that's not the way to go later down the line if these relationships are what's gonna help me when I'm not the new and trendy thing that everybody's flocking to. Right. So I do think that's going on. Like the quote unquote Nicki hate train, like, yeah, of course, like if Nicki does something and another artist does something, the same thing, yeah, we're criticizing Nicki because we have a lot of history. Shit, when we hear, yo, Nicki stopped the bag, what? Everybody's on her ass.
So you think it got a lot worse last year? Because we know she's had like a fallout with Flex, and then they'll make up and they'll have the interview and they'll talk about it. But the Queen album rollout was shit got a little bit crazy. So you think it got a lot worse for her then?
Nah, I think it did.
I think the Queen, because the thing was, we hadn't seen Nicki that vocal about how she felt about the way people treated her, and she got the right to express that. I just think the way she went about it might have been wrong in a few instances. Like, you know, that's why she said, like, if I say something, I'm just an angry black woman. Where, I mean, you got the right to be, you know, if you really feeling the way. But I think that sometimes the route that she took is what really made it bad. What really made it bad was like the whole Cardi shit, and everybody championing Cardi. And she had some valid points about Cardi, but it all seemed like hating because of the delivery.
I think the Travis thing was the worst. Personally.
Yeah, the Travis thing
that got
too.
really bad, especially since he never responded. It would be nice to know that they at some point could have a conversation about it and clear the air.
I'll make a prediction. Give it 2 years, maybe less. 2-3 years.
For the record to come?
No.
They're going bad?
For people to realize that you're right. Nicki was having her big soldier moment. She was doing all that. But to keep it true, she was right a lot of times.
She was right about a lot of
She
times.
was like, again, speaking of the big soldier moment, and of course, that's obviously Soulja Boy kind of, you know, letting people know, yo, I deserve credit for all of that you guys, y'all love all these other people for when I did it. You know, I heard Soulja Boy say, yo, I was the first to get a face tattoo. My label dropped me. Now they look for anybody with a face tattoo to sign. Nicki, I remember when streaming wasn't it wasn't recognized for all these certifications by the RIAA. Billboard was treating it a little bit weird. Nicki was one of the first people with one of her albums to say, nah, we pushing for all my streams. I got a lot of fans around the world. They streaming my shit. This shit got to count. Now everybody, we had A Boogie come up here. We don't give a fuck about nothing else but the streaming.
Yeah.
You get me? So I can understand her like, damn, all right, I fought that battle for y'all. Now, even though, I think it's a little bit, there's another side to it because some people call it hating, but she's on some, listen, people are gaming the system doing this bundling shit.
Yeah.
And of course, I think she was...
The problem is that she was doing it at the same time. Because like you said, she did make some valid points.
And it felt like she was a sore winner. Like she was targeted to Travis Scott. And it's like, damn, why you have to like bring him down just to bring yourself
Because
up?
I think we still looked at it like Nicki is still like one of the, regardless to how people felt about her more recent music, Nicki is still in the top class of artists amongst all artists, not just female but male as well. And we were just like, damn, we want artists to show vulnerability, but the way she showed vulnerability, I think we just was taken aback about it because she always shows like this strong presence. Like she always has this strong presence, and then it looked like she was hurt about a few things, but she should be able to make her gripes. I just think that all in all was just the delivery, how she presented it. Because she could have said the same shit, but if she wasn't yelling most of the time on Queen
well,
Radio.
Soulja Boy's yelling, but it's funny when he
I ain't
does it,
gonna
right?
lie,
It's all in the
man.
delivery.
It's hard to fight the bigger fight and be seen like, oh, damn, Nicki really got a point where she's like, cocksucker of the week.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
She's doing her thing. As I said, recently, I don't mind her drop your subliminals and drop your little bars in the raps. For some reason, when she kind of starts, getting at it, it's a little, I don't know.
Right.
But again, that's my prediction that 2 to 3 years from now, we'll look back at this point. Of course, she's still gonna look crazy for like going on the rants, but the stuff that she was fighting for and the things that she was standing behind, we'll probably respect it. It's a big Soulja moment in the aftermath.
So you're still inspired.
You gotta wait till the hurricane's done to realize, okay, you cleared out like the fucking landscape.
Right.
Some of the shit was
Where
fucked
do you
up.
come up with the shit that you
I just
say
made that up.
sometimes?
I'm sick.
I'm
sick of
You're
this.
Send him home.
It's doing really well. All right, so we want to get to some fan questions today, but we got a 21 Savage update. So his legal team did issue a statement addressing all the false information that's been floating out about his immigration status, and they did confirm that he was born in the UK, and they also give us a reason why they think ICE might be targeting him. They're saying a few days before his arrest, he was on The Tonight Show. He changed some of his lyrics to condemn the policy of separating children from their parents at the border, so they feel like that's the reason why they're actually going after him. Very unfortunate. His co-manager also told us yesterday that he's on 23-hour lockdown, so he has very limited communication, so he's keeping him updated. Just still wishing the best for him. His legal team is working really hard to sort this out.
That's crazy. They got him on 23-1. Like that's 23 hours, and all he could do is probably, if he's getting showers, talk for a bit, or eat, or walk around a bit.
Yeah.
They give that to murderers. Like that's insane. Like for immigration status, they giving you 23-1. That's
Telling you, immigration is literally a fight for your life.
that's
nuts.
crazy, yo.
It's nuts.
That's really wild. That's really wild.
Yeah, salute to Meezy. He's been, he kept me updated privately, but I'm glad he's letting all the people who support him know publicly what's going on with 21. Again, I don't really care if he was born in Dominica, Atlanta, or the UK, right? Clearly he was here, and we're seeing more and more things that's the proof, because some people are taking what ICE says as like, yo, that's facts. You get me?
Right.
He came over here at 12 and whatever at 13. Then we're seeing pictures and videos of him over here in an elementary school. So unless he was 13 in like second grade, I don't know. But it's obviously a complicated situation. I'm just hoping that he gets out. What I took away from that is that and even like going back to his album, like, and every entertainer. Could be Meek, it could be whoever else that goes through the legal system. They have families that depend on them.
Right.
And you can imagine during this time, it's not only just his freedom, but everybody else's livelihood that's around him that depends on him. But also to speak to a couple other people around him, and they said that, hey, they have been preparing for this, not particularly him getting locked up, but trying to get it the right way.
Right.
And unfortunately, he's in a situation where they're trying to get him out the country while, of course, he's trying to stay in. So hopefully everything turns out good. He got a bunch of lawyers on it.
Yeah.
And I think the public support from everyone, I think that makes, his team and everyone feel inspired, because it could have been something where people are like, man, all right, That's your shit. We don't even want to say what's going on, but we get to actually focus on the issue a little bit.
Yeah,
more.
at least he's still here, because like, I mean, you have certain instances like with Sean, it's totally different situation. But as soon as Sean finished doing his 10 years, they sent him right back to Belize. There wasn't nothing to talk about, nothing, and he can't come into the U.S. anymore. Period. So because he's still here, hopefully they'll figure this out. You know, and I think he's gonna bounce back strong from this if once it does get figured out.
And also to add, like, despite the music or whatever, like, yeah, he was involved in certain stuff, and like, he got shot at one point. But 21 has not been no violent type of person. He had one felony that supposedly got expunged. He ain't been out here doing some crazy shit that how like people paint illegal immigrants. Yo, these niggas is running around doing all the crime, paying no taxes, hold no accountability. Again, because I see some people in the comment section was like, damn, this nigga act, he don't believe in like citizenship. I don't believe in open borders. Don't get me wrong, but like when you see someone, it's not as easy as just signing up and it just happens in 30 days.
Right.
It's very complicated. So when you see someone's being a productive citizen of the society, they're also paying taxes. Trust me, if he wasn't paying taxes, they would have gotten the fuck out of here way back. You wouldn't make it on your 7th year without like whatever. So I think we should give those people the opportunity to get it right. Right,
and because we're talking about, what I also want people to know is that because we're talking about immigration being an issue for 21 Savage does not mean that we don't care about it. We definitely care about it. I see a lot of people saying like, we don't care, we only care because it's 21 Savage. No, hopefully if he can fix this situation, it'll make a lot of other people's situations a little bit easier to deal with. So, to anybody who's going through any immigration problems, hold your head. Hope you get through it.
And hopefully, like, the awareness this brings, like, you'll see more ways to help your situation if you're going through this, like more either organizations or more different ways that you can like navigate, because it's a very muddy process where there's no clear way how to get to the path of citizenship sometimes.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, prayers out to his team, hoping everything works out very soon. All right, let's see if we can get through some fan questions now. It's been a while. Let's see, our first one is from Levels. Do you guys think Drake sent his verse late for People's album because he doesn't want anyone to outshine his verse? I personally think Yes Indeed was a Drake song that he gave to Lil Baby. All right, so this is a question about Drake, but I feel like we could open this up in general. We also heard that like he sent his sicko mode verse last minute, but we know that Drake's also extremely busy, so I don't know how much of that is very calculated, but what do you think?
Yeah, he sent his Meek verse. Like the day before Meek album came out, I heard he sent it at like 5 or 6 p.m. that day. I don't know. Like I really don't know. But I know a lot of times when artists do send each other records, it's usually smartest to just send the beat. Like if you're getting somebody on something, it's usually smartest to just send the beat, because if you send your verse, then they're definitely gonna try to outdo you. Me and Lenny S had this big debate one time about like Kendrick's Don't Kill My Vibe. Cause it's like, I heard that he had Jay's verse for a bit, and Kendrick's second verse on Don't Kill My Vibe is like insane. Yeah, so it's like, nuts. Maybe that's him like going back over lines 1,000 times, etc. But I just think that he's probably really, really extremely busy. Like it's doing a verse can seem so simple to a person who doesn't work in music, but it's really not when you're especially an artist of Drake's caliber. I'm pretty sure he's doing business from sun up to sundown.
Yeah.
I think it's all strategy. Man, I'm gonna, especially if you have everything finished, maybe you're not sending the whole song. And I would imagine with Drake, you're not just sending me an empty beat, like do something, nigga. Right. You're sending me the fill-in. Right. Send me the fill-in. There's a fill-in verse, and I might be like, yo, or he might tell 40, fuck a 16, I'm doing 32, which he does a lot. Right. With that being said, yeah, like when I'm thinking about a lot of these notable features, J. Cole sent his verse last minute for 21 shit.
But did he go do it?
Yeah, but he did.
Oh, he would last minute.
He just stopped by the studio to talk, and then, okay.
Who else? Travis Scott. They had to, his song on 21 shit missed the whole deadline. That's why it's not on the physical at all. Right. It's only on digital. Drake in a couple of instances. I'm noticing I'm just going off
Just
patterns,
wondering though,
baby.
how much of it is literally them being really busy and how much of it is strategy? Because remember like One Train. One Train was one of those songs because there's so many people featuring on it. I feel like some people heard the shit and wanted to go back and like maybe couldn't, but I don't know that it happens like that for every track.
I think it's being busy and procrastination as well. Like for real, I think it's like, I'm gonna do that shit later. Like, I mean, and then you think like, yo, we need to make this shit happen. Like we really need to make this shit happen. It's like, I think, of course, Meek's album is still the same, but everybody expected that Drake joint to go in there. So, like, he had to make that deadline. Like, but I think Drake also feels like for certain shit, he has to be on. Like, the question was saying that Yes Indeed, it does sound like a Drake song that he gave the Baby, and the other joint that's on the Baby and Gunna album.
Never Recover?
Never Recover. It sounds like Drake just gave them like the verse and then they jumped on at the end. Of course, it doesn't sound like they all did it together.
The only reason, you're right in terms of how it sounds, the only reason I think is the producer of the song. Like, the producer works more with like Baby than they work with, at least I think, looking from the outside.
Well, also remember, you know, I'm pretty sure that once, who did that one? Did Tay Keith do that joint or Weezy out of there? Tay Keith did Never Recover. All right, so Tay Keith also did Look Alive, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure after they caught Look Alive, Drake and Drake had a bunch of joints he did for Scorpion, right? That probably might have been a joint that didn't make it to Scorpion. Like when I worked at Rockefeller, the Young Guns, we had a record that Jay didn't use on Blueprint 2 that ended up going on the Young Guns album. So that happens from time to time.
Yeah.
You know, they might do like 1 or 2 verses and then it's like, all right, I need a joint from you. All right, here, just take this.
Well, and again, I agree. But I look at people like, say a Khaled or not Rick Ross, but French Montana. Their albums usually have a lot of features. I can imagine the hell they go through. Like, that's why I think you saw Khaled start playing off of that on like social media when he's like, yo, did the Drake vocals come? I think that's where he start playing off like that type of like, yo, did the feature come in yet? But I could imagine how they go through about getting features and how that comes together. Like, if Khaled's putting together a song and is gonna mix and match it with all type of people, you want to hit a record first, or you just gonna go crazy on it, or you're just gonna be like, all right, it's a leftover hook, use it. I don't know. I think that's interesting though.
All right, so here's one. I was trying to think of the name of the song, so I had to look it up. I couldn't remember. A few years ago when Busta and Eminem worked together, the song was called Calm Down. He was on record saying like he sent it to M with a couple like 16-bar verses on there, expecting to get the same back, and M sent him like 42 bars, so he's like, no way, you're not killing me on my own song. So he went back and wrote more on his.
Right.
So sometimes people do admit, like, nah, I heard this, and
right.
there's just no way. I'm not letting you make me look crazy on my own track. So I guess it depends.
Yeah.
Case by case. Procrastination, busy,
Definitely procrastination.
not trying to get washed on your own track. It's a variety.
And also, like, it's sometimes not even a priority like that. Like, I think the easiest ones are the ones you go in studio with the person, and it's like, yo, I do this for you, you do this for me.
Right. Yeah, and sometimes you might not know what you're gonna get back. Like, remember the MMG, I think, Self-Made 2, the intro where everybody's on it, and then Kendrick has the last verse, but his verse is like longer than everybody else's verses. I think Kendrick is like, knowing that he's gonna be on there with everybody, like, nah, I'm gonna just outdo it, because you're not gonna send him and say, nah, we ain't gonna take your whole verse. But he's doing that purposely to say, I'm gonna wash everybody on it.
What if you're an artist and you request a feature and the feature you get is so bad? Do you have to just make up an excuse about why I couldn't make it? You can't sample clearances, we run out of time. Is anyone ever honest that like, sorry, this verse is garbage, I just don't want it on my album?
I think that depends on the relationship the artists have together. Like, if y'all have an honest, cool relationship and you can say, cause some artists also, like, they might send shit for features and then the person who gets it is like, I don't really like this drink, like, I don't really want to do it. They say like, I can't really ride this beat or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I wish people would just be honest with it and be like, nigga, this shit's trash. But like, you gotta massage those relationships. Like, an artist played me a version of a song that's coming out soon. Shit sounds hot. And I told him, I was like, yo, why'd you put that last nigga on it, man? And he was like, I was thinking the same thing. Like, I don't like it neither. He was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna just take him off. So and they're mad cool. How is he gonna tell the nigga like, yo, I took it off?
That's what I wanna know. I wanna know how those conversations go.
It depends on the relationship, that's all. I mean, if y'all cool enough, you can say when your homie did bad, but if not, you don't wanna ruin it, you be like, oh man, your label went clear, or something happened. Or...
Blame it on the label, right? Of course.
Right.
And do like how Cameron did it. Cameron said he heard Jay's verse and he said, delete that shit, nigga. Delete. I don't know if that's true, but that sounded so good.
Yeah.
I heard that wasn't true though. Yeah. But like, that's crazy.
Let's see what else we have. Our next question is from Tony Vixen. Are albums what still gets artists to the next level in their careers, or is it the show by show touching the people grind? All right, so we talked a lot about how it seems like big singles matter way more than albums currently. So what do you guys think about this? To elevate, do you need to have great bodies of work, or do you just need to be out there seeing your fans?
Well, I think it depends on the type of artist, but you need a combination of the two. In order to tour, like, I mean, you usually perform like your biggest hit records, but if you're a real touring artist that does stadiums and all that, you gotta have like an album that you can perform. I mean, when you look at the Coles, the Kendricks, you know, the Damn Tour, the KOD Tour, all these different things is based on their album mixed with all the other records that came from their album. But it depends on the artist. I'm pretty sure for Lil Pump, he can go tour and do 15 or 20 songs that's a minute apiece and still have engagement, but it's particular to each person. But albums definitely matter. I don't think no artist should ever say that they don't need an album. Like, you need an album, you know?
In terms of leveling up and kind of just climbing to advance your career, I look at albums as trophies. They're like the championships that we could see you ascending to the next level. I mean, one big example is Travis. Went from selling like 88K and then you come out and sell like 400 something. Yeah, now we know, like, we kind of already did because it was feeling that way, and we saw your sound kind of really being so infectious and spreading. But when he dropped the album, I think that was, it cemented that, yo, this guy's just the guy. Yeah. He went from lower top 10 conversation, we're just talking about overall in terms of like just where their careers at that moment. Lower top 10 in the conversation to like, yo, definitely top 5.
Right.
You get me? So what does that? An album. A number one song works. It works for the moment, but the album does something.
Yeah, I mean, look at Meek as well. It's like everybody was giving him, not flack, but saying like, all right, all his albums are just one thing. They don't reach a certain type of level. If you look at his moment mixed with his album, he's almost platinum in less than, 3 months. So I think his album has leveled him up to a new situation because he hasn't had, off of his album, he doesn't have like a top 5 single off of there, but his album is still is performing very well. And with all the looks that he's getting is putting him in a new position. He's about to go on tour. We never seen Meek like really tour as an artist as far as like doing, consistently doing venues. You always see him do spot days. So I think like albums definitely are the pieces that take you to another level if you can make a good one.
Even with the newer artists too, like I'm waiting for Juice WRLD's next project. I'm waiting to see how, like even Blueface, I want to see how his next project.
You waiting on Blueface album?
Yeah, I am. I'm waiting to see how his album, like, yeah, you had a couple singles, a couple moments. That's cool and everything. Gonna be good for a while. You getting some shows. Your shows look lit. But when the album comes, are you building or are you just sustaining? Right? And even one of my new favorites is YNW Melly. Like he had a very dope song like 2 years ago. But then I was looking because I like his sound. I'm like, could he really put together a cohesive project that overall just sounds great? Right. And his most recent project, that's just fire. I've been bumping that shit nonstop. So the album gets you way more into an artist than just a song. Right. And that's what we're just talking about, even songs like, yo, a song could have you here, and then later on when the song in there, you back down here.
Right.
All right, let's do one more. I don't think this one should take too long. Super long question, so I'll just get to the meat of it. Can anyone explain why some song titles have the featuring person label, but some songs have a feature and doesn't mention it? So they're basically saying it looks inconsistent. They use A$AP Rocky's Testing album for an example. Praise the Lord, you see Skepta featured, but on another one, you don't see the artist listed there. I feel like there's a lot of different reasons why this could happen.
Yeah, it's a lot of different reasons. One of them could be just simply administration. Like some people forget to write in the credits properly. And when you submit all of these things, you can't just say, all right, I'm gonna just send it back, because when you try to submit that information, you can take a person's whole project down for hours just by spelling a name of a song wrong. That happened to me one time. I had submitted some music for something that had to go on iTunes, and I named the song wrong because we had decided to change the name and I forgot. And because we had to change the name, it took the project down for like 7 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's like sometimes if a person doesn't put the information in, they'll just leave it. Or like with 21's case, he didn't list any of his features or anything because he just wants you to send it on the music.
Right.
So it's a lot of different reasons why people do it.
Yeah, it's also algorithm play these days. I think that 21 would have, you know, I had a personal bet with his manager Meezy that he was going to do like 200K. He didn't get 200K, but I think honestly, he got like around 130, 140. I think he would have hit that mark had he listed the features. Fortunately now, like that, the algorithm where you search a feature, it comes up under their name when that song's doing
searching J.
good.
Cole in Apple Music or something.
Yeah, if you search J. Cole's name, it's gonna show you the top 5 or top 10 popular songs by J. Cole.
Yeah.
One's gonna be a lot. Now you're listening to 21's music, but you're really trying to listen to J. Cole, right? Also, what I get to realize, it's a lot of different ways. Yo, this streaming shit is crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not only just listing the feature, could be Young Thug featuring Future. Also you'll see some songs, most notable and notoriously, at least recently, you'll see with like Baby and Gunna, because they share such a great fan base and they're also so cool and so close together. You'll see not featured and. So you'll see Lil Baby and Gunna, not featured. Right. It's both of them are the lead artists. At least in the algorithms, it works for both of them. Yeah. So I look at that as playing algorithms, or in the case of 21, it's somewhat marketed, but you don't want people to buy into your album. And especially the way he was setting it up, where like, yo, I'm not dropping all the time. Like, if you're not coming here for me, why am I, you know?
That's why also when you, and from like just the admin standpoint, because like when you look at Diplomats, right? If they when they put out an album, or when they did put out albums before, it'll still say the Diplomats featuring Cameron, Freaky Zeke, Jewels, because they're putting it under a certain they're putting it under a certain name. So that's why the Gunna and Baby thing happens, because however they must have done their deal, they did the deal for that project together, as opposed to Baby, because they could have just put a Baby featuring Gunna or Gunna featuring Baby. But it's a lot of different ways why them things don't go through like that.
All right, we got a nice variety of answers, though. Yeah. If there's anything we forgot, maybe we'll remember next time. All right, we got to go, unfortunately, to get the episode up on time, but we always appreciate your questions, so please keep sending them. On Twitter, at EverydayShrug with 2 Gs, and stop being shy. Please DM us videos. We want to see your beautiful faces. Yeah. And that's it for us, so we'll see you tomorrow at 11:30 a.m.
One thing I got to say, I spoke to Designer yesterday.
Designer might come up on Everyday Struggle. Yeah. Let's see if it happens. See you guys tomorrow.
Let's talk, Designer.